The best part about owning this car is not what you think. If you guys are new here, my name is Joseph, and I've owned this 2006 Lamborghini Gallardo for a little over a month and a half now. And the best part about owning this car, again, is not what you think. It's not that beautiful V10 sound. It's not the fact that this is my dream car. It's actually you guys. It's the community that I've met, the people that I've interacted with, whether it's on Instagram, in real life, people that have DM'd me to set up photo shoots. Just the great people that I've met at these events. I've been to like 3 or 4 events with the Bull, and it's been an absolute blast, and today is no exception. We're heading about 20 miles that way to a friend who's got some epic cars himself, so we're gonna go over there, take a look at them, and see what they look like. Here's a cold startup on a 2006 Lamborghini Gallardo. And just like that, we've arrived to the undisclosed location. Now I got a question for you guys. You're gonna see the cars, but the question is, would you take the cars or the house? Now wait till you see what I'm talking about here. Whoa, take a look at that, guys. All right, guys, so we made it here to the undisclosed location. I'm looking at some of the cars right now. Man, these are sweet. Take a look. Ready? Boom! So we got a Porsche 911 Turbo. This thing is sweet. I actually drove this car not too long ago. We're about to get a cold start up on that one. And then we got this bad boy, the F8 Tributo. This thing is an absolute animal. One of my other good friends, Will Motivation, had one. He liked it so much that he got one in a spider form as well. But I absolutely love the color combo here, all white. These things look super sick. Let's pull them out, take a closer look at them. We're going to do an in-depth review, walk around them, show you guys the engine bays, talk a little bit about them, and compare them to each other, as well as the Gallardo that's sitting right over there. So let's get a cold start up on the Porsche. Man, I wish you guys were here to hear how loud this thing actually is in person. This is definitely a car that you could daily drive, but man, what an animal. Whoa, take a look at this thing. The launch control in this car is absolutely brutal. The owner actually, when I drove it last, he let me launch it a couple times, and man, it is violent. Nowhere near what the Gallardo feels like. We'll talk about this car in a second, but man, this Porsche is insane, guys. Take a look at that. All right, so let me show you guys around the garage a little bit. So obviously it's a 3-car garage, which is super sick. But the coolest part about it is, check that out. It's also got a bend pack lift right there. So you can actually add basically 6 cars in here. So one on top, bottom, and then do the same thing for the other 2 bays here. But check out how sick that looks, guys. Whoa. Wow, the vibrations from this engine are absolutely insane, guys. Wow, what a view, guys. All right, so here's what we're looking like so far. Not a bad day here, boys. So we got the Gallardo over there, we've got the Porsche 911, and then the F8 Tributo. There's also one other car over there that I want to share with you guys, kind of different from what's going on over here, but definitely a car that we're going to check out. So as you guys can see, there's kind of a theme with white aside from the Bentley. Now you might be saying, well, hey, the range is black. Actually, that is a white car. It's wrapped satin black, which I think looks super sick. So you got the 2 white ranges there, Gallardo, Porsche, you got the F8, and then you got the Bentley Daily Cruiser right there, which, man, I'm super excited about that car because it is super loud. Wait till you guys hear it. We're gonna get a cold start up, maybe even some revs once it warms up, but that car is like surprisingly loud. But I'm super excited to dive into these cars. Man, take a look at these colors. I love the whites on these cars. This is more of a bright white, as you can see right there. But the F8 here is kind of like a cream white, which I think looks super, super sick. Me and the owner were just talking if he should have gone red, but I absolutely love this color. And yeah, this is definitely the way to go. Man, wait till we hop in these things, guys. Super sick. All right, so I think we're gonna start off with the first car that's in the lineup, which is gonna be the Porsche. You guys are already familiar with the Gallardo, so we're gonna jump in the Porsche, fire it up, take a look at it. I wanna show you guys around it, talk a little bit about it, maybe even get some revs, and we'll see. Maybe even get a launch in this thing, you never know. So let's go. All right, so we're gonna do a proper walk around of the Porsche, and I want to point out a couple things to you guys. First off, let's take a look at the front nose right here. I think it looks absolutely super aggressive. Classic Porsche, but at the same time super aggressive. Take a look at these headlights. Super sick when these things are on. I'm gonna turn them on here in a second, but the size of these things are absolutely insane. I mean, absolutely beautiful. Come here on the side, you got the center lock wheels, which I think looks super nice. Must have right there. Red brake calipers look super sick. I really like these center locks, actually. They look really nice right there. And come here on the side here. Now the air intakes here are actually plastic right there, but I think they do run through, because if you reach your hand in there, you can feel it is actually usable. Doesn't look like it, but it is. And it's got the nice beefy tires on there as well. Huge brakes and brake calipers. Coming around the back here, get the classic, beautiful Porsche rear end with that amazing looking wing right there. It's got the dual exhaust, which I think looks super, super nice. And I don't know if you guys could see, but take a look at how wide these tires are. Absolutely insane. I really like how this car looks and drives. Like I said earlier, I actually got the opportunity to drive this car. An absolute thrill to drive, and I can see how this car can definitely be a daily driver. It's a little bit on the tighter side. But for a single person or somebody that just drives themselves to work, to the office, definitely doable. Super classy looking car. Absolutely love this thing. Let's take a look at the inside and open up the engine bay as well. All right, so check out the key on the Porsche. There's actually something cool with the handle that I'll show you guys in a second, but it's got the panic button there, lock, unlock, and then the trunk open right there, as well as this cool little Porsche keychain right there. But check this out. When the car's locked, take a look at the handles right here. They actually go in kind of flush with the car, sort of like a Model S. Now the key wasn't around. I kept trying to open it. I was like, why is this opening? It looks way too close to the car. But it's proximity sensor. So the key is here now, so it pops open like that, which is pretty cool. The doors are super heavy in this thing and swing beautifully. So we're inside the cockpit of the Porsche right now, and you get your 5 beautiful gauge clusters right there. All digital except the tach right there, which is right in the middle. Pretty sweet. You also get a beautiful clock on the dash right there, which is super sick. Some useful buttons right there. The fun button right here. And then you also get a beautiful center console with the Porsche logo embossed right there on the armrest. Super nice. You also get the Porsche logo embossed on the seats right there, which is pretty cool. And the reason why I said this can be a daily driver is because it does have back seats. Now they are super tight, and it would probably only fit kids or super small adults, but you can make it work if you had to. But the cool part is you also get a cup holder. Now unlike the Gallardo, which is parked right there, the cup holder is like way back here in the Gallardo, whereas this is kind of more usable here in the console right there. But this is a comfortable car, guys. I mean, you get your seat warmers. Everything is very well made, obviously being a Porsche. Leather wrapped steering wheel, you get your paddle shifters right here. Beautiful carbon fiber here on the steering wheel. And I was telling you guys earlier, I actually got to drive this car and launch it, which is an absolute thrill. We'll see if we can't get that here on video for you guys in a little bit. But a cool thing, if you guys are new to Porsche, so traditional cars, the key is on this side. So if you were to start it, or if there's a push to start button, it would be on this side. However, Porsche is on this side. So right here is, obviously there's no key to start it. So you turn this, and that's how you turn the car on. I will show you that here in a second once we do get a cold start up. But here's the interior of the car, guys. A beautiful place to be. You get your classic controls right there for the mirrors and the windows. You also get a sunroof, which is pretty sweet in this car. A Alcantara headliner, very nice. And the dome lights right there. One thing that I am not a huge fan of this car is this little thing. I mean, I know it's a classic Porsche thing to have, but if they had just made it flush and just made these buttons here as well, that would have been sweet. But the fit and finish in this car is second to none. I mean, if you guys can see these buttons, they're really well made everywhere. Anything that you come in contact with is really well made, and I think looks really beautiful. Before we fire this beast up, let me show you guys the trunk and the engine bay. So the way to open those is buttons right here. That releases the trunk, and then the engine bay right there. Let's go ahead and see what kind of trunk space you get in a Porsche. So coming around to the front. All right, so the way to open the frunk on the Porsche is there's actually a little red lever right here. You just push that over to the right, and it kind of opens up by itself. It's actually surprising how long the hood of the Porsche is, considering how small of a car it is. And wow is all I could say. Let me show you guys what this trunk space looks like. My Gallardo has got about a third of the trunk space here. Come take a look at this, guys. All right, so here's what the trunk space in the Porsche looks like. Now again, this thing is a lot bigger than it looks. That can easily fit, I'd say, at least 2 carry-ons, to be honest. And you have the giant hood right there as well. This is also a trickle charger. I'm actually inquiring about one for the Gallardo for this winter. So if you guys know of anything, let me know down below. You also get your windshield fluid right there. And that's basically all you get here in the front of the Porsche. That's what it looks like. Let's take a look at the engine bay. Now coming around to the back of the Porsche, I hit the, open the engine bay cover, and this is all that happened right here. This thing popped up and gives you access to several things here. You get the access to the oil, as well as some other fluids that the car needs. You can see the fans right there. Beautiful turbo right there. And it's actually cool because it tells you what kind of oil to use, or what's preferred to use in the car. Unlike the Gallardo, I actually had a hard time finding out what oil to use in the car, but I did find some information on some forums, so thank you guys for that. But that is the Porsche Turbo 911. I want to show you that, guys, this car. Let's keep moving along the line here. We've got quite a lineup here for you guys. So next on the list is this beautiful Ferrari F8 Tributo. Let's take a look at it. So here is the Ferrari F8 Tributo, and here is what the key for it looks like. It's a beautiful red Ferrari key, and it's pretty standard. It's got the lock, unlock, the front open, as well as a light illumination button right there. But I absolutely love how Ferrari does their keys. It's super well made and feels real quality-like. So let's take a look at the exterior of this car, and then we'll jump inside the car and show you guys what that looks like. And guys, the only way to describe this car is an absolute alien spaceship. I mean, the presence this car has when you're up close to it is second to none. Take a look at these air intakes. Every part of this car is super detailed. I mean, these are all carbon fiber, which look absolutely stunning. These air intakes look beautiful, and they're functional as well. I just love the side profile of this car. I think it looks incredible. I love the contrast of the brake calipers here, which is the classic Ferrari red. Now, one thing that's cool about the Ferrari, I don't know if you guys knew or not, but the Ferrari on the brake caliper is always in this position. So it doesn't matter if it's in the front of the brake or the back of the brake. So take a look. If we go to the back, it's always going to be facing the same way, which is super sick. And it's incredible how big the brakes are on this car. Take a look at this view. Every angle of this car looks absolutely stunning. Take a look at these door handles. You just kind of stick your hand there and pull on it, and that opens right up. Beautiful Ferrari badge right there. And take a look at the front hood here. So it's got this giant scoop right here. Let me show you guys what that looks like from this side. Boom. So it is functional. It actually goes through. You can stick your hand all the way through right there. I don't know if you guys can see or not, but it does go all the way down there. And then you got your beautiful Ferrari badge right there. I love how sleek and slick these headlights look. Super angry looking and very Ferrari-esque. I love the front nose of this car as well. Super low to the ground, super wide, super mean. Do not mess with this car, guys. It looks angry. All right, let's keep going around the back. Beautiful side skirts right there. I think it looks super nice. I love these wheels also. Very tasteful right there. And let me show you guys what the back view of this car looks like. It is hard to display on camera how wide this car is. It's absolutely ridiculous, the width and the girth of this car. You take a look at these wheels and tires. They're absolutely huge. This rear diffuser is super sick. You got the dual exhaust, which is extremely loud. Again, I don't know if it translates on camera, but it is super loud. Also these beautiful Ferrari taillights, which are found on a bunch of different models. The F8, the F12, the 458, so super nice. And then you also got the prancing horse right there, super sick. And here is the heart of the beast. We're going to open this up here in a second, but I love the glass engine bonnet right there. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the Ferrari F8. Let's open the hood and the engine bay and see what it looks like. So to open the engine bay on the Ferrari, you open the door, and then there's a button right here that you pull, and you hear it release. I'll show you guys the interior here in a second, but here's what the engine bay looks like. It's surprising how light this piece is actually. It just kind of springs up by itself, but it is super light. Don't know if this is glass or is this a type of plastic. Let's see. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a very thin piece of plastic right there, which I thought was glass, but looks super sick nonetheless. Check out this incredible engine bay. This car absolutely screams. I also had the pleasure of driving this car down the road, and there's a little bit of a straightaway. The owner got on it, and man, this thing screams, guys. Super sick. Take a look at this beautiful artwork of an engine. It's surprising how low the motor sits on this car. I don't know if it just looks like that or not, but I've noticed that in a couple of Ferrari models. Seems like the motor is super low to the ground, but just my opinion. And then you get the air intakes right there. Get the Ferrari F8 Tributo badge right there. Looks super nice. Everything's badged out with Ferrari, which I think is super sick. It's incredible how they make these engines, guys. Let's take a look at the trunk space that you get in the Ferrari. So coming around to the front again, to open the front of the Ferrari, the key fob's got a button. You click it right there, pops it right open, and let's see if we can open it up. To open the front space of the F8, you kind of got to crouch down. There's a red lever right here. You push to the left and you pull up. Now I will say the hood of this car is significantly heavier, or it feels much heavier than the Porsches. But let me show you guys what the front space looks like in the Ferrari. All right, so here it is. Again, a much bigger size than the Gallardo. I'm getting kind of jealous of the trunk space that these supercars have, as opposed to the Gallardo over there, which is super small. Yeah, again, a pretty decent size hood right there. Here's that hood scoop that I was telling you guys about. You can actually stick your hand through it, and that kind of connects on down to right there and goes all the way out, which is super sick. Yeah, here's what it is. You get some Ferrari, I believe those are gloves and tools in case you need them when you're out on the road. And check this thing out, guys. This is a super cool plaque that tells you again who made it and a couple specific things about this car, which is super nice. But yeah, this is a pretty deep front space, guys. You get the spot to add the fluid for the windshield, and then you also get what looks like a air filter right there, which is pretty nice. But this is one of the coolest things I've seen on cars in a while. But there it is. Let's jump on inside the F8 and see what it looks like. Now we're inside the cockpit of the F8. Check out how beautiful this gauge cluster looks. I love that the tachometer is yellow. I think that is such a sick touch. It's got the prancing horse right there. You also get a digital display on the right as well as the left. And it's a pretty basic interior. I mean, Not too much going on as far as screens and things like that. You get all that here on the dash. One thing that I really do like is the optional screen right here in front of the passenger. Now, like I said, I actually went for a drive in this car, and what's cool about this part is it tells you a bunch of things while you're driving. So it tells you how fast you're going, what gear you're in, things like that, which I think is super sick as a passenger. You get a ton of carbon fiber in this car. Check that out, the gloss carbon. I love the red stitching inside the F8. This car was actually ordered brand new from Ferrari, as was the Porsche from Porsche. So a lot of these options that are nice, tasteful options were actually picked by the owner, which I think is super sick. Check that out, all carbon, which is super, super sick. Got the Ferrari badging right there. And you also got to have right there. Now, one thing that's kind of funky about Lamborghini is that used to be an option. It's the branding package. So you can actually find a decent amount of cars that don't have Lamborghini written right there or on the headrest, which is, I think, is kind of funky. These seats are super comfortable, and it's surprising how much space there is in this car. I don't know how to explain it, but it just seems like there's like a ton of space here. The center console is not very big. I mean, there's plenty of space in here. You also get a little bit of storage back here, some netting. Again, not too crazy. But the sound that this motor makes is absolutely wild when you're out driving out on the road. We'll definitely get these cars out, get some rollers for you guys. But you do get a leather wrapped headliner, which I think is super sick. And these are growing on me, these wheels that have a bunch of stuff on there. The Gallardo is super basic. It's a bit of an older car, more analog, so not too many buttons and things like that. But as you can see on the Ferrari, everything is basically on the steering wheel. Everything from the start stop to the turn signals to the lights and the sport modes and different modes you have there. The suspension adjustments right there. You also get a light that comes on here to tell you when to shift, which I think is super, super sick. But yeah, this is definitely growing on me with having all the buttons on the steering wheel. I also like how this is kind of flat and this dry carbon. Super nice. You get your AC vents right there, as well as some buttons right there. Now to open the door, you actually put your hand here and you pull on this and push out, which is pretty cool in my opinion. You get the Ferrari badging right there and the F8 Tributo logo right there. So that is the Ferrari F8. Again, we're going to get cold startups of all these cars for you guys, so make sure you guys stay tuned. If you guys enjoyed this video so far, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next car in the lineup. Now, I don't know if you can feel it, but things just got a little bit classier. We got to take a look at this Bentley, guys. Check out how sick this car looks. This car is pretty big for being a two-door coupe, and it's definitely a daily driver type of car. I mean, everything about this car screams luxury. Check out how big those wheels and tires are right there, with the massive red brake calipers right there. You get a nice little side skirt right there, with a little intake right there. I mean, again, looks like the brake pad takes up half of the rotor there, which is kind of insane. Now the highlight of this car, I believe, is the front of this thing. Take a look at how massive this front grille is. This thing looks like an absolute freight train coming down the road. I love, love, love these headlights right here. Got the crystals inside there, which is super, super sick. It's got the quad lights right there, so you get two on this side, two on the other side. And again, a massive grille, along with the classic Bentley logo right there. Love, love the size of this car. Again, it's a huge car for being a two-door coupe. Let's take a look at the rear end of this car. Such an iconic looking car right here. I love these updated taillights right here. Again, you get the quad exhaust, two on this side, two on the other side. This car is super loud, guys. I don't know how to explain it to you guys. I hope it comes over here on video, but it is super loud. We'll get a cold start up here in a second. Get the Bentley logo in there. You also get a active wing, I believe. It's obviously currently down, but at a certain speed, I believe the wing kicks up, which is pretty sick. And we got to talk about this gas tank right here. Look how big this thing is. I don't know why that caught my eye, but that thing is massive right there. Let's take a look at the motor on this car, as well as the trunk space that you get in a daily driven two-door luxury coupe here. All right, so here is the key for the Bentley. Again, very well made, very Bentley-like. Again, you get the lock, unlock button there, as well as the trunk button open, as well as a panic button. Now this car's got a special place in my heart among these cars because the name. Bentley, my dog's name is Bentley, so I got to give a little bit more love to the old Bentley. So here we are. Let's take a look at the trunk space that you get in the Bentley here. Just coming around, hold down that button. You get a motorized trunk right there, which is a given in a Bentley. Very nice, decent sized trunk space here. Wouldn't say it's huge for being as long of a car as it is, but it's definitely usable. You could definitely put groceries, luggage, briefcases, things like that. And yeah, that's what it looks like here. Let me show you guys. Right there. And to close it, you just click that button. Automatically shuts down. Pretty sick. Let's pop open the hood and take a look at the heart of the beast here. All right, so similar to the other cars, the way to release the hood on this car, there's a lever right here that you pull. It opens that up. Let's go take a look. So the way to open the hood on the Bentley, you just pull this lever here to the left and push up and let the struts do all the work. It is a decently weighted hood right there, and just a beautiful, beautiful V8 setup here. Let me show you guys what it looks like. All right, so let me show you guys what the engine bay of the Bentley looks like. So there's the beautiful V8 setup right there. Now again, not too much is exposed here. A lot of it's got these covers on it. Can't imagine too many people are doing maintenance on their own Bentley. This is the kind of car where anything happens, you take it to the dealer. The only thing that I would say people should do and probably do is add windshield fluid there. But that is the Bentley Coupe. Let's go ahead and jump on inside the car and see what it looks like. All right, so I just came to open the door on the Bentley and I noticed something pretty cool. Check this out. So you know a lot of cars, how when you open it, it likes to go to a certain point and kind of stay there. The Bentley, you could stop it at any point and it actually hold itself there, which may not seem like a cool feature, but I just experienced something like this in the Gallardo. It was a bit of a tighter fit in my garage and the door kept wanting to open all the way and I couldn't stop it right where I wanted to. Whereas on this car, you can actually stop it at any degree you want, which is a pretty cool touch. The door itself is extremely heavy and very luxurious looking and feeling. Let's take a look at the inside of this car, guys. So we're inside the cockpit of the Bentley, and the first thing that I was greeted with was this little guy. It popped out offering me the seatbelt, which I think was pretty cool. But the first thing that I noticed when I jump in this car is how quiet it is. I cannot hear a thing on the outside of this car, which is super, super sick. Check these seats out, super comfortable. Again, similar to the Porsche, not extremely usable, but definitely doable as far as putting people in the back seats. Get a little storage compartment right there. You also get the Bentley badging right there on all the seats. Super, super comfortable seats right there. You get all this beautiful piano black on the dash right there. And take a look at how cool and how in-depth this dash is. Super, super clean, super comfortable. It's got every luxury feature you can think of. It's got the heated seats, cooled seats, you name it, this car's got it. A beautiful leather wrapped steering wheel. I love the stitching. It's kind of like a, not a pink, but a very light red, which I think is a very nice touch. But everything is super well made. I mean, feel just this handle right here. Super, super well built. And here's what it looks like. Right there. I also did notice the leg space on the Bentley is a little bit smaller than I was expecting. Your pedal, the driver's pedal, is right up against the wall of the car right there, which is something I noticed right when I got in. But again, a very, very comfortable place to be. It's got an Alcantara headliner, which I think is super nice. Visibility is great. Again, I do believe this is a daily driven Bentley, and I can definitely see why. It's super comfortable. It's a lot higher up than something like the Porsche, so you don't have to worry about potholes and things like that nearly as much. But yeah, take a look at how giant this screen is as well. So there it is, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video of these beautiful, beautiful cars. Again, a huge thank you to the owner for letting me share these cars with you guys. But if you guys enjoyed that video, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't already. And guys, don't forget, Don't be average. I'll see you guys in the next video.